If you've spent hours reading books, watching YouTube video after YouTube video, but for some reason, when you're implementing the law of attraction in some form of manifestation, you are not able to reach your goals, and for some reason, it actually feels like it's a lot harder for you to reach them, it is because you are missing one specific piece that a lot of people don't mention when it comes to law of attraction. And I've spent the past 4 to 5 years literally learning so much about spirituality, quantum physics, law of attraction, law of assumption, detachment, to a point where I did a complete 360 in my life. I went from making $500 a month to hitting $50,000 in one single month and building a multi-six-figure business in my 20s. So if it's one video you actually watch all the way till the end, it's this one. Now I'm gonna jump right into it and say most of the law of attraction videos that you might be watching on YouTube, they say something along the lines of you have to get really clear in what your desire and goal is. You have to be the person who already has the desire and goal, really feel into it, act like you already have it, and it's gonna come to you. Now, one thing that they skip out on telling you is you actually have to take action in order to attract it. And the reason why you might not be getting your manifestation right now is if you are being the person who already has it, you're not going to be taking action to actually get it because you already have it. And let's talk about this in really basic terms. If you want a piece of cake and it's actually in the refrigerator, if you're acting like you already have it, you would be sitting there and you have it right now in your hands and you're eating it. Like if you already had the piece of cake, you would be sitting there eating it and you already would have it, right? You wouldn't need to take the action to go walk to the refrigerator, take out a piece of cake and start to eat it. Same thing when it comes to your goals and desires. If you already had it, you would not need to take the action to actually get it. Now, one thing about law of attraction and law of assumption that I learned was the key piece that a lot of people skip out on when it comes to attracting things in your life is you have to take the action, but you have to be so detached in when and how your desire is actually going to come to you. And on top of that, you don't want to be taking action out of lack and scarcity. So for an example, if you want to be making money with your own business on social media and you're trying so hard to sell your product to a point where every time you sell your product, every time you make a post on social media, you hit post and you're like, oh, when is my sale coming? Are clients gonna buy? Am I gonna reach my goal this month? You're already in lack and scarcity energy. So in the quantum field, you're actually pushing your desire away from you because you're trying to chase it. However, if you do the same action from a state of, oh yeah, I'm doing this because I know there are hundreds of people that want to buy my offer, I make a post and then I go live my life and do something else, that money is actually going to come to you because you're so detached from it. Meaning there is no lack energy, there is no chasing energy, and the money is actually going to be chasing you. And the reason why some books might tell you that you don't have to take action at all, or action is the last step, is because if you are really, really, really certain in your beliefs that you already have it, that is true. You don't necessarily have to take action. But I want to say like 80 to 90% of human beings, we have a lot of thoughts, right? And we are programmed to take action because we're in the 3D world. Like we're going to get really bored just sitting here, trying to dream and think, oh, our $1 million business is just going to come to me if I don't take action. Like we don't actually believe that is going to happen. So when it comes to law of attraction, you actually have to believe in what you want to happen. So if you truly believe that you can make millions of dollars by just sitting on your ass and watching Netflix all day, it's probably going to happen. But most people cannot wrap their heads around that actually happening for them. And for me, I can't wrap my head around it because I love taking action. I love working. But what I could wrap my head around was it's easy for me to make a post on social media, and every single time I make a post, 10 or 20 people buy from me. That is something that actually is a desire that I can attract and manifest to me. So the first step that you want to do is actually take the action, but you want to be so detached from the outcome. So once again, if you're taking action, but you're really, really attached, you're in lack, you're in scarcity, you're just constantly looking at the clock, seeing when your desire is going to manifest, it's not gonna work for you. Now, the last piece that I don't see many people talking about, some people talk about this, but the context that really helped me basically attract my desires and manifestations and my dream life to me a lot faster was actually enjoying the process and having the journey as my desire. Like, I would see myself desiring myself to make these YouTube videos, to actually get on my laptop and do work, do the things that I quote unquote maybe didn't want to do to get my action. I romanticize those things. So it was actually fun for me to do it, and my manifestations and my goals came to me a lot faster. And this is probably like the secret weapon when it comes to law of attraction manifestation, is because at the end of the day, when you get your goal and when you get your desire, you're probably going to be happy for like an hour, maybe for a day. But guess what's going to happen? The very next moment, you're going to be desiring something else, something bigger. So if we're always just waiting for desire, that's only 10% of our joy or happiness in our life. The other 90% is actually the journey. So the secret in manifestation is not even waiting for the desire, waiting for the goal. It's actually loving the journey right now. And I have seen this work so quickly. I have done this, in college and university when it comes to acing exams, getting scholarships. I have done this in my business, reaching my first $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month, and so many different things in my life. So for you, if there is a specific goal and desire you want, the first thing is if you did already have it, or you knew for a fact that you would get it, what would be the action you would be taking, right? And you want to take that action from a place of, it's already coming to me, so might as well make it the most fun and joyful action ever. And then of course, be so detached from it to a point where you are already working either on your next project, or you're spending time with your friends, or maybe you are just relaxing watching TV because you're not worried on when it is going to manifest for you. That is when people talk about coincidence and it's like luck. I wasn't even thinking about it, and all of a sudden I met like the love of my life. That's how it works. It's because you're not constantly thinking about it, but it just somehow, some way works out in your favor. And if you want to know how I basically put these into practice and gaslit myself into making $100,000 in my 20s, make sure to watch this video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure that you stay unforgettable.